Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather, your EC Mama Bestie, and I'm here to share with you how you too can naturally potty train your baby from as early as birth. Why you would want to do that, how you can do that, and why it's actually a whole lot easier than you think. Today, I want to talk to you about some negative comments I received over on Instagram that, when I shared about this in my stories, actually got a really big and positive response from a lot of my audience. And I realized that this is a topic that probably resonates with a lot of you. So I want to talk about it. Basically, this was on a post where I had shared a win that we had had where my daughter first went a full 24 hours without having a single accident at 18 months old. And of course, everybody was all up in arms in the comments because people apparently get really bent out of shape when you start putting an age and a date on potty training. A lot of people have just very outlandish reactions to this, and everyone had a lot of things to say. So one person had commented in the last couple of days that, oh, well, if you were working and you were gone for 9 hours a day, then you didn't potty train your daughter, your au pair potty trained your daughter. And if you are working, how would you even know you weren't there? You're not raising her, someone else is raising her. And oh, mama, I was like, no, not on my page. So I responded and I let her know that this narrative that if a mother is working, that someone else is raising her children has got to stop. It has got to stop. If a mother chooses to have a fulfilling career that is meaningful to her, that allows her to have the kind of impact that she wants to have, that uses her unique gifts and education and experience, or maybe she has to work because she needs to provide financially for her family and she would rather be at home, but she needs to work for other reasons. All of those reasons are valid, and that mother is still at home the rest of the time when she's not working, mothering her child, because it is a 24/7 job. And I have done the math for you. If you have a child in childcare for 40 to 45 hours a week, which is typical working hours in the US, I know that that can vary in other parts of the world, but if you are having your child in childcare for that amount of time, guess what? That's only 25% of the total hours in the week. You are at home with your child the other 75% of the time. And if you are taking care of your child at night, you're breastfeeding through the night, you're co-sleeping through the night, you're handling a child who doesn't want to go to bed on time, or you're comforting a child who's had a nightmare, or you're dealing with a sick baby, all of these things are happening after hours. There's not a daycare provider in the world that is dealing with that. So much parenting, so much mothering happens in the evening after everyone gets home from school or from daycare or from what have you. And it's in the dinner time, it's in the bath time, it's in the bedtime, it's in the wee hours of the morning when your baby is waking up and needs to breastfeed or needs to pee. My daughter, who is now almost 22 months old, she just woke up in the middle of the night last night at 3 a.m, came padding over to me, opened her door, came padding over to me, woke me up. She needed to go pee. So I went with her to the bathroom. I, sleepily was like, okay, pull your pants down, sit on the potty. And she did. And she went pee, she was dry. I helped her get back in the bed. I covered her back up with a blanket and I went back to bed. And then 5 minutes later, she woke up again. I guess she didn't go back to sleep. She came back out and she said, Mama. And I said, oh, you can't go back to sleep? She said, yeah. So you know what I did? I rolled over and I elbowed my partner. I said, hey, Clay, can you get up and help Ada get back to sleep? Because I had already done the heavy lifting of getting her to the potty. And so he did. He got up and he took her to the bed and he helped her get back to sleep. And everybody, every parent is doing that work day in and day out. And if you have multiple kids, oh boy, the work really doesn't stop, because now you're juggling multiple children's sleep schedules, babies, toddlers, maybe you're co-sleeping with the little one, you have a toddler who doesn't want to stay in their room. The work just multiplies the more children you have. And so this idea that if a parent is working, then someone else is raising their child, no, that is not the case. I just wanted to share that with you today because I want to remind you that if you are a working mama, a working parent, and you are choosing to be in that job or you need to be in that job, whatever reason that you are leaving your child with someone else to help you during the day and going to earn to provide for your family, or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you work from home and you need to have childcare so that you can do focused work, focused thought work, and creativity. That's what I have to do. I have ADHD and I cannot manage a crying child, make a snack, and focus on creative work all at the same time. I wouldn't get anything done. I wouldn't get any of this made, any of my content created, any of my emails written if I did not have childcare to some extent. And I'm not gonna sit here and agree that it's wrong to ask for help. In the eons past of human existence, it was not normal for us to raise children in a vacuum. It was never normal for one family, one nuclear family, or one mother, which is often the case in today's times, to raise all of her children entirely on her own. We used to have intergenerational families that lived in close proximity. There would be grandparents and cousins and aunts and uncles and friends and family who all lived in close proximity to each other, and we're all helping out with the childcare burden because it is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and effort to raise children. And that should not fall on one person by themselves. That should not fall on just a husband and wife team or two partners that are raising children together. It's more than one person can do alone. I just wanted to say that if you are a working mama or a working parent and you have ever heard anyone say those words to you that, well, why would you work? Why would you have children if you're just going to go work because now someone else is raising your kids for you? If you have ever heard that or anything like that, I just want to say that I'm so sorry that somebody has projected their own insecurities onto you. I see you and I know that you are working so hard for your family and your children. And I know that you are doing the absolute best that you can to provide for them, to give them your all as a mother, as a parent. And there is no shame in that. And anybody who has anything negative to say about that can just keep on moving. I just wanted to share a few comments about that and encourage you. And if you are interested in EC and you are worried that because you're working or your child is in childcare that you won't be able to do this, you won't be able to keep it up, I just want to remind you that that was me. I went back to work at 8 weeks postpartum and I had a 2-year-old and an 8-week-old baby at the time when I went back to work. And my partner Clay also was working full-time. He went back to work at 6 weeks and I went back to work at 8 weeks. And we also had an au pair who lived with us. I've got another video coming up in a few weeks where I'm actually going to sit down and interview her to give you her perspective on helping out with childcare in our home and helping out with EC with our daughter, helping out with potty training, which we were also simultaneously going through with our son. That is coming up in a few weeks. I'm really excited to share her perspective with you. But I just want to remind you that there are so many ways that you can approach this problem of who's going to help you care for your baby so that you can work. And there are many ways to do this in a way that works for your family and can also allow you to be successful with EC. Thank you so much for watching. If you have ever heard somebody say this to you, let me know. I'd love to hear how you responded, how it made you feel, if this has happened to you. If you're having any of that mom guilt about working and leaving your babies with somebody else, please don't. It's totally okay to work and necessary and important. And I strongly believe that mothers in the workplace and mothers in all of the creative fields and all of the entrepreneurs who are out there creating and giving their gifts and sharing their gifts with the world, this is righteous, necessary work. So thank you for sharing your abilities with the world. All right, that's all for me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.